So after Sonic Free Riders, I have zero fucking clue how we go from that to colors. But okay, Timeline Silent gave. Eggman decided to make a part to make up for past no. He makes it to unleash a brainwash plan. Tested on Tails here. But now we talk about highlight characters I wanted to talk about here, being Sonic, Tails, and an attempt on Eggman. So let us begin! Now, despite the fact Tails has seen Eggman do shady shit over and over and over again, around the start, he seems to really not question many things much. It's very odd how they treat him this game. Like, I kinda get it, I kinda don't though. Legit, I'm gonna say straight away, it applies to the others too. Though he quickly realizes, oh shit, it's Eggy doing this. So he then uses Google Translate on the aliens and helps Sonic through small but I would say acceptable ways. Certainly better than him being forced down a certain way by Sega. But when would Sega ever do something like that? But overall, he was developed in a more chill, laid back, trying to be hip with the kids way Sega was doing around this time for Sonic, so I accept it. He will be brought up against somewhere around Sonic's development part of this story, which, speaking of...
Hey, where are you going?
To find Baldy McNose hair, of course.
Sonic was sort of pushed in a hip zone. Sega wanted around this time to market towards the kids and all that, but we get such lines as...
Hey, Tails. Here's to the BBBE.
Huh?
Best boss beating ever. Baldy nose hair.
as a punishment, making line delivery, not DiGiorno, age badly. Almost prob would be adventure bad down the line. What? The hell does this script me? Also, this is the first game, I think, to have our Chris Redfield Batman combo pack Roger Craig Smith voicing the blue cocaine addict. My brain mixes it up with Free Riders, but no, it ultimately is here where he starts. And all I can say is constipated toilet level of delivery sometimes on lines. But now you're probably wondering, well, what was that Tails thing earlier you wanted to mention about? Well, this will require me to mention endgame area. So skip till you see my MS Paint Eggman drawing if you want to avoid it. Well, that or sign up put a time card above me, cause I certainly won't know when to do so. What, you think I'm some fancy YouTuber? I'm improvising for this part and not paying attention to the script, extending this line further. But anyways, around the end, Eggman has them cornered at the entrance to the park or exit or whatever. Tails seeming pretty fine and can handle teaming up with Sonic to take Eggster down. Yeah, you know where this is going.
See you on the ground, buddy.
Sonic, no!
Just got one last thing to do.
And that's why Tails can't fight anymore. Clearly, Sonic made him too soft. And no, they could definitely fight. If my dumbass can beat it with just Sonic, then they could have teamed up to eat Eggman to the depths of hell from the pure power. Anyways, I did this for Tails, but I'm also do something for it when Eggman is reached. Speaking of which... Eggman's master plan this time around is to brainwash people with the plan hidden as a park. The blue lad, of course, says, "Not today, egg fuck," and heads out to stop him. He's not in much of the story, actually, so this really helps this character review thing we doing. But overall, he seems to be the Eggman generally we know, wanting to take over the world and all that. The normal. Also, if I said something about Eggman around the end, same method if you want to avoid spoilers, he gets sucked into the orb of energy or whatever, and then he's put out into space. And a certain plot point in the next game connects the events of Colors to it. And said game is... Fuck! Sonic Generations, the next venture of Sonic's crippling timeline. More crippled than Joe from Family Guy, where Sonic and friends get sucked up by the Time Eater into the White Cum Void, which has zones from his past you must revisit. It's anniversary, I guess it makes sense. But there are zones and different plots in the 3DS version, with the much more greater Mushroom Hill Zone. Duh, 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 duh. In that one, but that's not the point. What we are here to do is review certain characters to save time on this speedrun. Show who we've been doing right now, me. And with that, let's go, baby!
An adventure's no fun if it's too easy.
Classic Sonic returns from the past in this game, and I'm sure this is the only time totally. Why are you looking at me like that? Well, unlike said game really up to, I can actually judge how he acts like and all that for this game. One day he was walking down Green Hill Zone and suddenly a giant creature known as the Time Eater comes from the sky and swallows him to the void. Don't you just hate it when that happens? But overall, judging from animations here, he seems real happy good chunk of the time and can't express even past the whole happy thing he got going on when needed. He, as far as I'm aware, just sort of the I'ma watch and learn from myself in the future sort of Hedgehog. Not much else to say, I think. Just view Modern and learn that slowly he lied to you about the future being great.
Hey, Sonic! Enjoy your future! It's gonna be great!
Surprise, motherfucker! Oh shit, I stabbed him! Sorry, you got insurance, right? Self-defense, there. That means I'm not gonna be so...
I'm dying.
That means...
I can see light.
There, I
I see
said...
Satan.
There.
I see demons. Please help me.
Speaking of Modern!
No stranger than rescuing genies in magic books or saving aliens in an interstellar amusement park.
Yes, again, Sonic uses the boost formula of this game, and it's pretty solid, not to mention the animation in general in this game is personally my favorite. Nice amount of fan service and poses when doing tricks. It gets the job done for the 20th. Anyways, more importantly, how he acts, he's not so dickish really from what I notice. Then again, this game doesn't really have that many cutscenes to full out judge, so that really helps for this retrospective or whatever we're doing. Fuck me. But yeah, overall, he's a fine, normal, not a dick blue blur we see in later games. I blame him, it's just Sega and writers. But yeah, that's it for Sonic. Let's talk about his two-tailed abortion tails.
I'm gonna have nightmares for weeks.
Yeah, not much to say about Tails. He sorta doesn't remember certain things like Green Hill, despite you were there several times, so he's pretty much not gonna question much stuff till the end like last time. Though it does kick in more quicker, so props to him not doing it anymore. Now, there are several other characters to talk about, but they don't really develop much. It being an anniversary title, I can understand. Having anniversary shit have plot importance would be too much work and kinda fucking stupid. So let's just move on straight to Egg Man. Same spoiler skip method.
Get a load of this!
When floating around in space in the last game, Eggman stumbled upon the Time Eater. Speaking of which, how did Eggman last so long in space without food or water? Is beyond me. He then took the Time Eater and made it his bitch. But he needed a homie to help out. Thus, classic Eggman, Mike but higher pitched, comes in to help. At the end, after duking it out with the rival bosses and main bosses, they got the Chaos Emeralds to stop the fuckers. And after an obvious cop out of them being screwed, the Chaos Emeralds come in again to help out at Super Sonic 1 and 2 go against the Time Eater, with a theme I don't feel is that boppin', sorry. After that though, they return to their own time, classic Sonic showing he's learning modern shit. Then a portal to Green Hill Zone opens up, with classic Tails and classic Sonic rush into it. Not rushing? Not without the obvious life of modern. But after all that, we wonder where the eggs are. Well, meanwhile in the void, they sorta are there, sitting there, without a full out answer on how they got out. Guessing they found the back door. This sorta causes a split in time though, according to the list, and Silent Lost World is next. So this next game goes to
I gave little to no shits about writing this, but hopefully this will be enough to establish my points about Lost World. Anyways, have fun, gamers.
fuck! Okay, so several people been dropping from this project by the time I'm writing the script and all that. But anyways, we talking about Zavok, Zaz, Zonk, Tools, and Egg. Let's go!
I'm supposed to be the fastest, but I was too slow to save my buddy.
Zonk is fucking weird this time. Like, he camps out right when dying. Can't sound dramatic, right?
I'm supposed to be the fastest, but I was too slow to save my buddy.
Fucking like everything Roger did I feel should have been handled much better than it did. Also, for some odd reason, instead of boost, we go for this weird gameplay style. Now, before you ask, yes, I am giving it me. Well, I did not have cement. Why did I not have to mention some of the 3DS for this? Because the special stages suck my blue spheres. So we have that established. Good.
You sexual kids, the spam won't get my fucking face. You go to my channel for my fucking face. I got a chaos zone. Fuck this shit. Go to the fucking PC version, me. Or I swear to God, I'm going to kick your fucking ass, you.
Anyways, long story short, Sonic, god damn it me, was handled poorly by writers and directors, and I feel it should have been handled by many different lads. So Tails was handled personally the worst out of all of them. He acts like a fucking bitch at random times and does choices as stupid as I would expect Eggman to do. The writers clearly had no idea how he was before and should have actually taken notes from the past like Christ. That's all I have to say about him. Also, Sega, if you're gonna fucking take Tails to a brainwashing sort of plot, then you should fucking go through with it instead of copying out at the last second like Jesus Christ. I want to see a fucking fight between a brainwashed Tails and Sonic. Give me that shit or don't even try at all. Okay? Okay. Now on to Egg.
Has failed before you.
I'll get fat from eating your black hearts, you Eggman wannabes! I will burn your worlds, you rebellious scum! I will destroy everything you love and make you watch! No! No!
Boss, your hands!
As long as I can still strangle a Zeti, my hands are fine.
I'm sorry, what?
So Eggman was fine enough. I find in here. Sure, some lines sound oddly very serious in here.
I will burn your worlds, you rebellious scum! I will destroy everything you love and make you watch! No! No!
Boss, your hands!
As long as I can still strangle a Zeti, my hands are fine.
But he seems like the good old Mike and the Spike I know. And all that, so I guess it's fine and all that. Yeah. I'm sure I said fine and all that 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 and all.
All this just to reach the one setting you cannot defeat.
So Zavik oddly comes back and shit a ton, despite the fact we give little to no shits about him. All he did was overthrew Eggman. Big fucking whoop. Metal Sonic did that on a much more grander scale than you Skittles reject. Sunk the Earth? All these lads spend most of their time in space. Why should we care about the Earth dying? God, I'm really fucked up. My script writing's improving. Really, Sonic could have said, "Hey gamers, they sucking the Earth. Time for the space plan." Then bam, we fine. On the great space coast. Also, he H-shout. Never mind, best lab of the year, gamers. Fuck yeah!
Round up all those dirty nicks!
Okay, you'll need to chill.
So Zaz comes back sometimes, not in main ways or anything, but in spin-offs and all that, like Mario and Sonic, fucking phone game. You remember that, right? No clue why, considering all he did was... Oh, jeez, oh god. So really, that about it. Anyways, Eggman obviously does enough fucking... Hey, yo, I'm the bad guy again, bitches! gets his ass handed again. Earth saved. Eggman's stash is fake as shit. Bing, bam, boom. Next game. So now we reach what I think is the tip of Silence video. If not, I'ma strangle every kid in the nearest orphanage. Anyways, classics and Morning Sonic, Sonic 3, which I'll call Gymnic, Infinite, Tails, Shadow, and Nux, prepared to get reviewed. Classic Sonic, after beating Heavy Guy and Eggman, he warped into the lands of forces and dropped everyone's fan boners for a potential chaos fight. Despite the fact he seemed happy and all that at the ending, for some odd reason, he quickly turns serious for this plot. If that serious anger face is for having to be in another modern game or for the Eggman War, I'll let you decide. Not gonna lie, I have trouble finding out what he's thinking in this one. Most likely the rushed development of certain things like animations and plot causing it. But the lack of animation and emotion from Classic Sonic make me have trouble truly understanding how he feels. Like, does he have a bitter taste? Can he see his wife again? Like, how does he truly feel? The only emotion I get off is serious war, which I will say there are certain times he gives us a smile. I'm going to slap the writers in their nipples. But overall, I'd say he knows how to be a serious lad and chill lad. From what I gathered overall, not much else to say about it. Though oddly, he still has yet to say a single word out of his mouth. It's odd, but I guess I can deal with it. Would still like more talking from the little blue guy. Now for Tails the Pussy. Remember how Tails was having nice development for adventure and all that? Do ya? Yeah. Throw that shit out the fucking window! Fuck you, writers! Anyways, that's not how it truly begins. That's during the war phase. I could go into intense detail for that portion, but I feel it speaks for itself how Sega rushed and ruined his development. Before the war, though, he was actually acting pretty fine, helping people escape and all that. So, I have no idea. Maybe the vet they said he lost it? I legit have zero clue. It's a hard thing to explain. Just know he was very oddly written for this rushed plot. More on the rushed feeling for Knuckles later. Now we get into Shadow's assy bunghole. His character arc sorta begins way before the game events kick off, and goes as fast. Putting on a show. Oh god, I fucked that up. But I'm not changing that, that's a good fuck up. He was supposed to do a recon mission
though, making a big scene.
You should have known better than to send Omega on an op like this.
This is E123 Omega. All sensors offline. Damage to parietal lobe region. Casualty report. Rouge fallen. Shadow to be eliminated.
Omega, what happened? What's going on over there?
Unidentified system intrusion. Emergency withdrawal. I am E123 Omega, the most powerful.
Which was such a flawless mission, as you've seen.
Tell me what you did to Omega.
But after many mindfuckeries of his past gone, I can finally say his character is fine. He acts like the character I know he could be. Pretty much I would personally say he earns my respect here. But yeah, overall, fine, nice character development. And now for Infinite, the edgy 360 gamer kid. Ah yes, that guy who got his ass kicked by Shadow the Hedgy. And took it well. And teamed up with Eggman not to only mindfuck Shadow, but later kick Sonic's ass. All thanks to the power I like to call Sega's plot device. The Sega's plot device is a gem that lets the user do a lot of random shit. Being a plot device means it pretty much does what Sega will let it do for story's sake. Pretty much imagine if Infinite generates a faker right now. Sonic goes up to it, it's real and all that, but it turns out to be a full-out fake like my ass. Which is how Infinite is able to pull out nostalgia whoring powers of Chaos and others like Zavik. You like Zavik, right? To do all the stuff Eggman needs for an army, which is also how Sega can have its use of copy and pasting Chaos and Zavik, Metal, and Shadow all over the place, and not get shit for it. But for Infinite's character arc leading up to forces to dialogue within the game and comic release beforehand, it reveals Infinite is a mercenary Jacksepticeye, or Jackal, that was sent out to stop Shadow finding secrets and stuff, which leads up to, yeah, you get it already. After all the army stuff and all the stuff Eggman wants, he meets his end when the Rookie and Modern fight Metal 2.0. And the Ruby says, "Fuck this shit, I be out, lad!" Thus removing him from many chances of returning. Let's say I wanna pull him back for a spin-off or DLC. Overall, he was fine. Just like everyone else, though, he suffered rush development. I do welcome if he was in a spin-off at least, though that's probably just me. But now let's cover someone that goes up with him in terms of development and gets introduced in the same game. Sonic for this video we'll call him Gymnic the Peg. So long story short, the team lets Gymnic join after being terrified of Infinite scaring him and all that. He gets a weapon from Knuckles called a Wispon, and so his development begins. After a duke with Infinite, he gets Bravery 1. After risking his life during the null space hole and escaping, he gets +1 Bravery again. Yeah, long story short, he gets brave this adventure, and at the end, becomes a brave boyo learning being brave as bug. Overall, depending on your OC, it really could have weird contents to it, but overall, it's the plot I explained. Not that bad, bit cliche, but I guess it works. But on to our red for Dick Lad Knuckles.
None of this is good, Vector. That's why it's called war.
There's no pre-war Knuckles unless you see the prequel comics where he's vibing on Angel Island, which means he didn't forget it, I guess. But since I'm assuming we aren't including the comics, I'ma just set this on fire and talk about Knuckles the War General. So after the Egg War began, Knuckles kicked in the many war movies he's seen in his head to become a serious, unfun war general. He has stupid moments, so Knuckles of the recent times is still there, but overall he's that war general and the commander of the resistance. And considering the main goal of eating Eggman's rule away from him, it's pretty odd with Infinite on his side. I guess that serious made sense. What was that thing before? Like, what was his writing? Why do I keep questioning my writing? Overall, the overly serious shouldn't been Knuckles, really. But due to writers, it's how he turned out. But now we get on to modern Sonic. That sounded better in my head.
Obstacles they put in our way, we'll blow past everything they throw at us.
But yes, modern Sonic, in what I would like to call the pre-war phase of the plot, he seems like his usual self mostly, energetic, making corny lines.
There's sand everywhere. Green Hill's looking a lot more like Sand Hill right now.
Ugh. But yeah, pre-war modern Sonic is normal overall from what I gained from this. Pre-war modern being Green Hill, to his ass getting handed to him by Infinite.
Don't drop him, don't drop him, don't drop him. Fuck, I dropped him.
Now let's talk about what I would like to call War Sonic. The Sonic during the war. The one where Knuckles said he was being tortured for a month. You lying red shithead. But anyways, he was seeming fine overall that time, so I'ma show some lines I would consider decent for writing. Sonic writing, what really fits Sonic.
Oh, great. See, Infinite? Now we're getting to know each other. So, what's your favorite color? Do you like long, romantic walks on the beach? What's the source of your power? You can skip the first two questions if you like.
The source of my power is none of your concern.
Sorry, but you've just got to share the secret of your power with me. I insist.
I really like the Infinite fight line in particular. Sonic doing his hero stuff and talking about friendship and all that fancy shit.
Wrong, loser. The things that can't be defeated are heart, soul, and the bonds of friendship. Three things you and your counterfeit cronies lack.
Felt kind of forced, but let's talk about it in context. It shows Sonic tries to make the rookie comfy and ready to be brave and less of a pussy, which overall seems to help around the end, and he shows he wants to help. Which overall seems to help around the end. He shows he wants to help Earth and all that, unlike how he was in an adventure where he ran away before helping out the city after perfect chaos floods it with its warm, grand water. Oh yes, script reading, I'm good at that. But after that, he ends up Light Snake in MGS5 and leaves the venture. Well, at the end, unlike the start of MGS5. You'll hear that later, I'm guessing. In terms of what's next, we don't truly know. All I know is my script reading is done. So freedom. I don't need to sound like another dumbass when reading this shit anymore. Take it away, Silent, I'm guessing. I'm gonna go jack up. Yeah, I can do most of these easily.
Oh, come on! Fuck me!
Can't believe I just won the fuck. Give me this.